Hi, I'm Emily from Chasing Simple, and if like me, the weather in your area is starting to give hints of spring, it's time for a deep spring clean. So I hope you'll join me as I show you some tips for how to plan for that and how to make it happen this year. My first tip for spring cleaning is to make a plan. So just go through your house with a notebook and look at anything that is dirty that is not something that you're tackling on a daily or weekly basis. So maybe that's like vent covers that need to be vacuumed or dusted off. Maybe that's screens that have fingerprints that need to be wiped down. Maybe that's cleaning your windows or dusting your baseboards. Whatever that is in your house, just kind of go through with a careful eye, look from top to bottom, and make yourself a list. If you're not sure where to start with the list, then join my newsletter down in the description box below, and I'll send you my deep cleaning list. Digitize it somehow, like as a list in your phone, or I use OneNote to keep mine. And then every year I can just print it when I'm ready to do my spring clean. And if I notice other things as I'm doing that spring clean, I can add things to it so that I remember them for the next time that I do it. My next tip for spring cleaning is to try to batch this if at all possible. So you're gonna get out your vacuum and all the attachments and like your extended arm duster and some special cleaning supplies that you wouldn't usually use. And it really is easiest if you can just do this all at one time. And so I, as a mom, usually try to find some childcare. I have my mom take my son for a few hours so I can get this done. And it does take me probably 4 to 6 hours to do both areas, both the upstairs and the downstairs of my house. I live in about 3,000 square feet, but you could definitely do this in like 2 evenings after your kids have gone to bed or something like that if you weren't able to find childcare. That said, don't let perfect be the enemy of good, and go ahead and do what you can if not. The third tip I would give is be on top of your weekly and daily stuff before and during your spring clean. So what I mean by that is that really it took me a couple of years to be doing my daily tasks and my weekly tasks, which you can learn more about in the cards above. To feel like I even noticed this stuff, I mean, it's like all of a sudden one day my house was like feeling clean and pulled together enough that I thought, I think my baseboards are supposed to be white, not kind of like with that dusty haze. And so once you start to notice this stuff, then it matters to clean it. Prior to that, it doesn't like make that big of a difference in your life. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to do a deep clean or a spring clean, then, as you're doing so, your dryer is going to buzz, letting you know that your laundry is dry and it's time to fold it. Your dishwasher is going to ping, letting you know it's time to empty it. And you should go ahead and fold the load of laundry and empty the dishwasher, because those are the things that really matter for your day-to-day life. You can live with dirty baseboards for a really long time. I've tried it. So you just can. And so don't make this so important. And just recognize that you have a limited amount of energy. And so if you don't keep on top of those daily and weekly tasks, even as you're doing this deeper clean, then at the end of it, maybe you have really sparkling clean baseboards and dusted ceiling fans, but the next morning you're gonna have to unload your dishwasher in the midst of trying to get out the door. And that's just gonna make you feel behind instead of accomplished. So just be aware of that, and maybe this isn't the year to do it if you aren't feeling on top of those weekly and daily tasks. So like I said, check out this video in the cards if that's something that you're trying to figure out still, which is great. It's a journey. Get too far into today's video, I would just love to invite you to like this video if you're excited about spring cleaning, and to subscribe so that you can be part of my spring cleaning series that I'll be doing on my channel here in the month of March, and you don't want to miss any of this content. Tip that I would give is to kind of establish a home base. So you'll need to kind of gather all of your supplies, and it's nice to keep them in one location so that the other areas can be clean and ready for cleaning. And so in my upstairs, I use my son's bathroom countertop to kind of gather everything that I'm gonna need. And so that's like normal cleaning supplies. And then also I like to have my vacuum with all of its attachments, and I like to mix up a bowl of hot water with powdered Tide, and that is just such an awesome cleaner for, basically everything, but it is also great for like baseboards and trim and fingerprints and marks on the walls and all of that. And so it feels really good to just have one spot where all of that stuff is gonna be, and then you can do that space last. So I kind of tackle the upstairs of my home all at once, and then I tackle the downstairs of my home. And then my fifth tip is just to use this as a seasonal buffer. So I tend to run a little bit early. So I am doing this at the very tail end of February. And I mean, spring won't officially be here for about 3 weeks. And you know, the trees are not budding outside. I don't have like crocuses springing up in the yard. So it's not like almost spring, you know, we got a little bit of time. But I'm definitely feeling that desire to like get greenery out of my house and have it feel less wintry. So my winter decor doesn't feel so appropriate anymore, but we're not quite at the point where I'm ready to like put out spring florals. And so I just use this as a great buffer time, and I go ahead and remove all of the decor from those surfaces before I do this clean. And that way I just have cleaner, clearer surfaces to work with. And my house looks a little bit empty for a couple of weeks. You know, I don't have much on my couch as far as pillows or throws. I don't have much out in terms of decorative accessories that feel a little bit more seasonal. I don't have florals in the different vases in my home. I haven't put out spring artwork on my mantle. So all of those surfaces just feel a little bit bare. And honestly, it really strikes your creativity. I mean, you'll look at the spaces in such a different way. And it's just that kind of like empty house feeling that you need a little bit of before you can go into the next season. So I like to kind of let my house breathe a little bit and enjoy that stillness and emptiness a little bit before just jumping into the next season, because that's how it is in nature. I mean, we don't wake up from snow to tulips, you know? I mean, it's more gradual than that. And so I like having that little kind of letting the house kind of lie fallow like a field before I get into the next season. So I do hope that these tips have been really helpful. I will be doing a deep cleaning series on my channel, and so I would love for you to join me for that. I'll be tackling all of the different spaces in my home, and I'll be showing you how I do that. So come along with me in these next several videos over the month of March. I'll be doing 2 spring cleaning videos each week, and you can see how it is that I'm tackling this, and I'd love to have you join me. I thank you so much for joining me today on my channel, and I do hope that you will like and subscribe and join me for the next one.